welcome back. Let me get you situated for a presentation. There we go. Alrighty, so this is going to be a live presentation on the Axial Yeti 110 scale 380 rock racer. I would say rock racer. So yeah, so whoever was first, RC for life first, Jerkson. Oh yeah, the Yeti. I do have other vehicles. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for a few people to start coming in, and then we'll talk about the Yeti itself. Oh man, just to give you a heads up of the stuff that I have here. You guys don't ever really get to visualize all the movies that I own. It's pretty sick. So let me see if I can get. Yeah, those are. I have a. If you guys think I'm crazy about RCs, I do have other hobbies that are just insane. I collect a lot of movies and stuff like that. So I have a very high-end home theater as well. Sony 4K TV, which is I think an upper model. I think I got it on sale. At the time, it was like 4,000 or something like that. I got a 9.2 system over there with Dolby Atmos and everything like that. But that's another discussion. So. Let me see. Paul Wizzo 23D. What's up, Geo Stealth? You inspired me to do my 100 mile per hour setup in progress. Just looking for a good body for it. There's a few good bodies out there. Personally, I would say go with the Rustlers. So if you are doing a 100 mile per hour Rustler, that would be the way to go. So anyway, let's start off the discussion. There are a lot of parts on this that I want to go over. I'll come across and talk about the Axial and everything like that, and why I ended up getting into Axial at this stage of the game. So I believe this is my second Axial vehicle that I've acquired. Maybe first, possible second. I don't remember. I gotta check back on other videos. Maybe we'll find out. This is probably the second. I'm pretty sure this is the second Axial vehicle that I bought, because then I ended up buying all the other Yeti collections that are out there. Brett, what's going on? What's up, Gio? What trucks do you plan on getting in the near future? I'll talk about that in a few. All right. So why did I acquire this when it came out? So when I bought it, it was a new rock racer that Axial released. I had the option of either going with this or the Axial Wraith, and I ended up going with the Yeti. Two things annoyed me about when the Yeti was released and what happened later on. I invested a lot of money into the Yeti, and then Axial released a 1/8 scale Yeti, which if that was the case, then I would have invested all my money into the 1/8 scale. But I invested a lot of money into this Yeti, and when I go over the part list, you're going to be like, wow, it's a lot of money. So let's talk about the exterior, and then we'll work our way into the interior. So these are Proline tires. These are the Super Swampers TSL SX Super Swampers that I got for this RC. Also, I got the bead locks from Proline, the 2.2s, which is definitely a cool feature that I wanted to have to match up with my Yeti my Yeti 110 scale. If you're gonna notice, the body is stock, but I do have another body for it, which is definitely a cool thing to have if you are running an Axial Yeti system. The initial bodies over there is cool, but nice little roll cage and everything like that. And that was something that I wanted onto my RC. If we're looking at the front, In the front, as you're going to notice, there is a T-bone racing bumper that I have in the front. Also, I ended up throwing in lights. I did not put any LEDs in here because I wanted to have a specific LED mount when I had the RC available to me. Also, let me look in the front. As you can see, I do have the RPM arms. I have not acquired, now mind you, almost this whole vehicle has Vanquish products or Axial upgraded products. So I am going to get the steering and the carrier for this. Also, I did change out the drive shaft in the front for a different type of drive shaft from Axial. The part list is in the description below. The links that I have over here, as you can see a little closer, those are from Vanquish, which I think was definitely a cool feature. Very smooth on the servo. We'll get into that in a few seconds. If I turn the car from the backside, you're gonna also notice I have Vanquish links in the rear. I do want to get a Vanquish truss for this as well. Once again, the T-bone racing protector, definitely something good. Out of all the things, this is, I would say, the second thing you should get on the upgrade. Stainless steel screws from RC Screws. Definitely check them out at rcscrews.com. I'm going to flip this over to the side for you to see underneath. As you're looking at from underneath, T-bone racing chassis protector, definitely cool to have. Also, I have the MIP drive shaft. Another cool feature to have. A few people do the hot racing one. I opted to go with the MIP drive shaft. It wasn't too much money. Definitely something good to have. Also, this is also from T-bone Racing. Now, if you do plan to get this in aluminum, like which I plan to do from whatever company that I'm looking, most likely it's going to be Vanquish. I do want to protect it, so this is definitely a cool protector. It just overlays it a little bit just to give you a little bit more protection on the RC itself. So upgraded components from Axial right there. Link mounts, which these are metal. There's a few other Axial upgraded components like over here. I mean, you could probably get this when you buy the kit. I'm not too sure. But that being said, we will crack open the lid and see what's initially happening in here. So there's a few other things that are happening here. I do have the updated Savox servo, digital servo, waterproof one that's over there. That goes for like 89 bucks. I do have the upgraded Axial servo saver, which is right there. If you're gonna notice right there. I do have metal gears for the spur and pinion. I also have the Axial aluminum motor mounts. And also you're going to notice a lot more aluminum over here from Axial itself. They have their specific colors on how they're utilizing it. But the differences between this RC and any other RC, this is the 2200 kV sidewinder 8 that I installed into this RC. If you look at that right there, sidewinder 8, it mounts pretty easily over there. 2 screws. I did have to notch out the battery component just a little bit, but nothing too crazy. I didn't have to go massively intense when I did that. Now, that being said, the linkage, a lot of the linkage over here, that is from Vanquish as well, that I acquired when I first got the RC. A lot of Vanquish product that I want to finish up upgrading on the Yeti 110 scale. Pros and cons of the Yeti 110 scale. Pro. It is a pretty bad RC. It definitely is. When tuned correctly. Out the box is pretty awesome. Price point, it's pretty fair. I ended up installing the 1/8 scale system, my problem was that I had the pinion too low, and the thing really wouldn't take off the way I wanted it to. So I upped the pinion over here, so this thing should really take off. It was pretty fun in snow when I had it in the snow at one point, but it definitely could use good punch. This is going to be running on a 4S system. I do have 2 sets of bodies for this RC right now. As you can see, I have yellow wire mesh over here. I was going to paint this RC yellow. Not too sure if I'm gonna go ahead and do that as of late. Um, as of late, at this point, I'm gonna go over a few of the Q&A that's happening over here. Let me see. Geo video sale. RC Doug. Uh, do you have an Axial Yeti score trophy truck also? I only have the rock racers. I have the 1/8 scale and I have the 1/18 scale. New York City 007. Gee, I don't think I've ever seen your RCs dirty. I am the same way. As soon as they get dirty, I clean them up ASAP. The Yeti's looking sweet. Details are awesome. Yeah, yellow and black would be a dope paint color. Well, here's the thing with a lot of my RCs. You'll notice that a lot of RCs look a lot better than others. I do have run bodies and I do have show bodies. This is going to be a run body specifically. When I do the paint scheme for the other thing, that will be my show body. So I do run both. Cleaning the RCs it's very fast. I had to do a few big clean job on my slash 4x4 and also my E-Revo. And once you start cleaning it out, there's a lot of things that you have to maintain, a lot of washing, a lot of soap and stuff like that, and either a brush or whatever adhesive that you have that you're able to utilize on this on the cleaning product. I mean, I think I have a video of me cleaning something I think a while ago and stuff like that. So definitely maintenance, conditioning your tires, make sure that you do have stands for these tires. You do not want to get the flat spot and stuff like that. So that's let me see, how many different segments do I have planned for today? I'm not too sure. This could be the last one, possibly not. Make sure that notification is set up. Make sure if you like the video on this the content on this video, definitely give me a thumbs up. So definitely does help me out with the channel and circulates it more. And hopefully one day an RC company would say, hey, why don't you come by and check out our stuff? And I'll be like, all right, cool, I'm in. So yeah. So let me give you my final opinion of this RC since I own it, I've driven it, and I've updated a lot to this RC. Out the box, I think out the box the RC is a pretty awesome RC. Axial did a lot of research and stuff like that in utilizing a lot of their old technology, like the Wraith and stuff like that worked very well with it, and putting it into an RC like this. Now, there are pros and cons to the RC. I think it didn't take off as big as it should have on a different aspect. There are a lot of other companies that are doing rock races right now, so hopefully it's going in the direction where a lot of people are just doing rock racing and stuff like that. But it has to be specific for this type of 1/10 scale rock racer. Also, here are the pros and cons that I thought when I first got the RC when it was bone stock. I felt that the rear was a little sluggish. I mean, now it's nice and plush and everything is working well. But that being said, once I did upgrade the springs on there, it was very smooth. I believe the oil that I'm utilizing in this RC is a 45 weight front. I think it's 45 weight in the it's 45 in the front and I think 50 in the rear. Upgrading this RC, there are tons of parts for this RC. I mean, I can't even go. GPM has a lot of cool parts. Hot Racing, Intergy. There's a whole bunch of companies that have updated parts. Me personally, I went with Vanquish. If you do have the money, definitely go with Vanquish products because they last and they're machined so well. It's not even funny, So, final thoughts. If you want a rock racer, this is a pretty cool one. There were issues on the same scale RC trophy edition one to where the back would hit and stuff like that, but there was no back hitting on there. This soaks up jumps like you wouldn't believe. It gets a little bit unstable at one point or another, to where it'll flip on the side and stuff like that. But other than that, I haven't had issues with the RC. Could it use a sway bar kit? Yeah, definitely. You know, having a sway bar kit does help out the RC. Sway bar kit for the front though. And other than that, I mean, this is pretty. Like I said, there's a 1/8 scale system in there, so there's a lot of beef happening right here. And this is more of a sleeper, so guys think, you know, the rock racers are fast. They crack open the lid, they're like, "Oh, you suck." So I'm gonna go over the last few statements that you guys have been saying, and hopefully, let me see. Warhawk Legend 69 just got done eating how many different segments today? Not too sure. Thumbs up from Joseph Erickson. Warhawk Legend 69. Seen yesterday. You did a ton. Very cool. Warhawk Legends, Go Steelers, and Eagles are moving on. I do watch football. New York City 777. Can you make it where figures move, hands, and steering? The only problem with that, this is not like the Wraith. The Wraith, you were able to, you know, have the steering wheel and everything like that, and the person's able to sit down on there. The Axial Yeti 110 scale, not really. Walkland, does Axial still have the reputation of being brittle out the box? Any upgrades straight out the box? That's how they used to do back in the days. No, I mean, they give you an assortment of backup products, backup, you know, repair products that they have in the bag. That's pretty huge. I mean, a lot of companies don't give you that many parts for repair. That being said, Axial is seeing a little bit of an issue as of late. They had situations allegedly happening in their China warehouse and stuff like that. They weren't producing products. Now, plus the hobby code scenario that's happening, it will take a little bit of an effect. You know, I spoke with my hobby guy, and he told me they just need to restructure. Hobby Code needs to restructure on how they're able to push away the creditors for a little while, so they can restructure and be able to produce more and more fine product, like, you know, the Axial series and Arma. People love Arma and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Would I recommend you buying a Yeti? I would say before you get a Yeti, make sure you have at least an SCX-10 or an SCX-10-2 in your arsenal before you buy a Yeti. If you buy something, make sure it's a crawler. I think the Axial SCX-10 and the SCX-10-2 is definitely cool to have. Would I take this over any other Axial vehicle? I like the Bomber, but I think my go-to RC would have been the Wraith, because then you're able to put people there, and I would have been able to articulate them, you know, steering and everything like that, which is not too hard. It's just an adapter you put on for a servo and stuff like that, so it's nothing too crazy. But cool. If you guys want to know what the parts that I have on this RC, in the description below, you're going to notice that I have every single part laid out, and the part description available for you to check out in the description below. That being said, hopefully this video was informative to you. I'm glad to be able to present stuff like that. If you do get the opportunity, definitely give me a thumbs up. It does help out the channel. If you've never subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button. You'll be able to see these live videos continuously happening. Also, if you have any personal questions where you're stuck on a situation with the RC that I have, hit me up on geostealth1@yahoo.com, geostealth at Instagram, geostealth on Google+, geostealth1 on Google+, all of them are geostealth1. And also, if I ever see you on the PlayStation 4, it's geostealth169. So hopefully this video was informative to you. I might be popping out things here and there. You know, we'll see what's going on. What's going on, Shelby? And hopefully segments like this do keep you informed of the type of RCs that are out there. I'm not trying to sell you any particular brand. I'm just going upon what experiences that I've had and all the upgrades that I've done throughout the years and stuff like that. And, you know, I think conceptually it came up pretty well. So that being said, rate, comment, subscribe. Tell my fellas up on YouTube. Later.